at me.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come here for a minute. I want to talk to you. Mama says you're brain dead. Bang your head against the wall.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
Can't find peace of mind. Brain needs an overhaul. Bonehead, brain dead. We're all the same. You can't think straight when your heart is in pain. Turn around, hit the ground. Time to lay your burden down.
The views expressed on this broadcast of the Take 12 Recovery Radio Show are those of the co-host and guest and do not necessarily reflect those of our affiliates. The topics and opinions on today's show should not be considered as medical, psychological, or professional advice.
That's right.
Take 12 Radio is not affiliated with any particular 12-step fellowship.
Praise
now,
God.
Here's your host,
The man, the myth, the legend.
the Monty Man.
Tell you the truth, and I ain't gonna lie to you.
Good guys, bad boys, we're all the same.
Saved by grace is the name of the game.
Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay your burden down.
Yes, it is time for Tony. Hi, Tony.
Good morning.
In Denver. Hi, Denver. And Marv.
Yes, I'm here.
Everybody's here. And I'm just a little sound effects happy today.
Way too much.
In audience, what you can't see is he looks very Hawaiian today.
Do I?
Yeah, with
Got
your
my-
aloha shirt.
My aloha shirt.
He's back on the bang.
He got that last night.
Huh? I got a bang last night.
Yeah, you did.
That sounds wrong on so many levels. Welcome to the Take 12 Recovery Radio Show, everyone. Everyone is here, and we're glad that you're here, and we're all here because we're not all there. And that's the name of that tune. And the topic on this episode is quit yelling at me. I can't see myself. What does that mean? Well, has anybody ever yelled at you to the point to where you just become discombobulated and you're standing there and you just see white and you don't know why they're screaming at you and they're yelling at you and you just kind of paralyzed. Ever had that happen, Tony?
Do you know Walter?
Well, sometimes life can yell at us and distract us. And I mean, really scream really, really loud. And we hear the voices that we hear that are very, very negative. Was it a couple of weeks ago we talked about we have something like 50,000 thoughts go through our head in a day. 70% of them are negative, right? And is it any wonder that they're negative with how we're surrounded around negative stuff constantly all the time? And sometimes you just got to go, quit yelling at me. I can't even see where I'm going. There's so many voices. There's so many distractions. So we're going to be talking about distractions in recovery. Are there things that distract you from doing the things you need to do to live out a healthy recovery and be able to be of maximum service to God and the people He puts in your life? Right? Right.
Right.
Yeah. You're bloody well right.
All right.
Bloody well.
There we go. Absolutely. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Right there. It's time for Monty Man's Weekly Wine.
It's a baby.
Your baby's back.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. No, never hush my baby.
No, never hush your baby. Well, Denver's got a baby he'd like to
Yes,
hush.
Denver does have a baby.
Denver, you got something to whine about today?
Finally.
No.
Oh, come on.
Nothing I'm going to share.
Why not?
Nothing to
Come
do.
on, distract us.
No, I'm keeping a cap on. I'm going to let it blow all at once.
Okay.
You've been saying that for like a year now.
I know.
I know,
It's
just
coming.
wait.
I hate
It's
the
co-
day
it's
he had
coming.
cap.
It'll take up the whole show.
It's coming.
Marv, got anything to whine about?
Oh,
Come on, give us one. This is your chance to bleed.
I kind of hate to even say anything because,
Because it ain't going to stop.
yeah, it's not going to stop. Don't get me going.
Okay, we got 2 shows to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of upset with the integrity of our nation, I guess.
Yeah,
So
a little
I
bit,
better
right?
leave it right
Amen.
there.
Amen.
I'm totally on board with that.
Don't get me started on that because it'll be a third show.
3 hours,
A
a
sequel
3-hour
of
show.
his, of Marv's.
So, Tony, anything to whine about today?
My house doesn't clean itself.
Oh, yeah, I know. When will they get that right? You know what I mean? They got those, $1,200 round things that
Clean your floor.
clean your floor, but do they?
Well, if you leave the door open, apparently it runs out the door and keeps going. I just read that. Somebody
Really?
they'd left their door open and the vacuum wandered off.
I mean, when you think about those silly discs that run by themselves to clean your floor, the container in them isn't very big, right? So you got to follow it around and dump that little container out about every second sweep.
Oh, well,
You might as well
that
just
means-
use a vacuum cleaner, right?
Like walking the dog.
And they're expensive.
Oh, I do have one wine. Nevaeh is driving me crazy. She barks at everything, even when there's nothing outside.
Maybe there is something outside.
I don't know. I think she sees ghosts.
She's a dog, though, right?
Yes, a
They
4-year-old
bark.
puppy.
They bark. People talk. Cats meow. Dogs bark.
Babies whine.
Everybody needs one good dog.
That's right.
She's a good dog, but
Okay, so here's my wine. You probably can guess what it is. I posted enough of it last week and the week before. So you know me, I have no problem throwing names under the bus. Albany Red Robin.
Ooh.
Albany Red
not
Robin.
Red Robin.
Yeah, Red Robin. So
you don't have Facebook. You didn't see it.
Huh?
No man.
you didn't, yeah, you don't have social media, so you didn't see the pictures. So
No, I didn't.
one day, a few weeks ago, we went to our local Red Robin. By the way, the manager's name is Monty, spelled with an E. And I'm very, very disappointed in him. So we went into the Red Robin. They sat us down at a table, and there was garbage everywhere. There was like pieces of lettuce. There was a tomato. There was crumbs everywhere. I mean, big hunks all around our table and under our table. Now, first of all, if anybody's been in the food and beverage business for more than a day, you don't sit a customer down or a guest down at a table that's filthy. You don't do that. And so then I started looking around, and it was the same at just about every table. And the floor was just, there were paper straws everywhere. And then I looked over, and we were pretty close to the kitchen. And the kitchen floor had garbage on it and food, and they were just walking on it and stuff like that. So I took some pictures. I had a lot more that I could have put up. And I posted it, and you should have heard or read the excuses people were giving. Well, you know, sometimes they're busy. Really? Yeah, not that busy. If you're that busy, you're too busy. And I mean, it was not only was it unsanitary, but it was a safety hazard. The floor in the kitchen was sopping wet. They don't have any of those rubber mats, you know, the skid-proof things or anything like that. It was sopping wet. And so we said something to the waitress, and the waitress goes, "Oh my, oh yeah, guess can't eat off that floor, can you?"
That's what she said.
Yeah. And so, okay, so we had a gift card, right? So we had money left over on the gift card. So we're not idiots. We're not gonna not go back. At least use up the gift card. So a week later, we go back. Same thing.
Same salad?
Yeah, it looked like it. Same thing. And I wrote corporate, and they gave me a reference number. They never got back to me. I wrote the local store, and the manager, Monty Blunt or something like that, he said, we apologize for your experience. We'll take care of it. Well, I know this is a small community, so I know plenty of people that go to Red Robin. They haven't changed it. It's still as filthy as it ever was. And I don't. Come on, man.
Maybe it's because of the government shutdown.
That might be it. That might be it. We could blame that on Trump. You know why Red Robin's a mess?
Trump.
President Trump. Why not? He gets blamed for everything else.
I'm surprised the health inspector hasn't wrote him up.
You know, yeah. Well, one of these days, maybe. But I've been hearing that it's been going on that way at Red Robin for a long time.
That's nasty.
So nobody, Scott and Lynette from our home group, they experienced the same thing. That was last year or year before last. So anyway, there's my wine.
Burn them down.
Oh my gosh. So that's all I have to do about a wine. Dirty floors. Dirty floors. All right. Let's see. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to play a little Take 12 trivia.
No win?
I was about to say no win.
No win today.
Perfect.
Oh,
Finally.
jeez.
Finally, no win.
You've met our expectations.
That's right. All right. Don't go away. Listen to this.
Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay a burden down.
Hey, it's the Monty Man from Take 12 Recovery Radio. And for years, I suffered with tossing and turning while trying to get a good night's sleep. If my old expensive pillow had feelings, it would have been screaming, "Stop punching me." Each morning I would wake up tired and irritable with a sore neck to boot. That is until I discovered My Pillow. Now, I'm a natural-born skeptic, but something had to change. So with their 60-day comfort guarantee, I took the plunge and ordered my custom-made pillow from MyPillow.com. The first night I slept with this amazing pillow, I felt the result. I woke up refreshed, no sore neck, and in fact, I was so sold on this product that I purchased one for my wife and our son. Now, I've tried a lot of pillows, but this is the last pillow I will ever need to buy. As folks in recovery, we are taking better care of ourselves every day. Why not take great care of yourself at night as well? Visit MyPillow.com and take the 60-day Comfort Guarantee Challenge. Now, I believe in this product so much that Take 12 Recovery Radio has partnered with the folks at MyPillow to bring you a valuable offer made available to you, my listeners. And here it is. Visit MyPillow.com and enter the promo code TAKE12 to save over 50% on your order. That's the promo code TAKE12 for you, my listeners. That's MyPillow.com or call 1-800-544-8939. MyPillow, the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation and Take 12 Recovery Radio. Time for a little trivia.
Yay.
Uh-oh.
A 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4, 5. It's trivia time. Trivia time. Everybody loves that trivia time. You love trivia. I love trivia. Everyone in the studio. Well, except for some people in the studio. Love trivia time. Brought to you by that award-winning magazine, the 12-Step Gazette. Visit their website at 12stepgazette.com. Now take it away, the Monty Man. Trivia time. Trivia, 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 trivia.
I'm going to play that over and over tonight.
Oh, I need more coffee. Here, pour me some more coffee, would you there, Tony? Cecil. Well, Denver was saying that he missed Cecil.
Yeah, I
last
did
week. Thank you.
Say that, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You made the fatal mistake.
Did you download his record?
No.
Oh yeah, Cecil sings. Okay, so trivia on this episode is things that distract us.
This could be a good one.
Possibly.
If you get it right, you'll get that or a bell or a ding, or nothing at all. I mean, you may not get anything. If you get it wrong, we'll definitely give you that. All right. So here we go.
Yeah, keep that one handy.
Which one of these areas of distraction caused the most death?
Oh, this is a serious trivia.
Trivia and death go hand in hand.
Right. Here are your choices. Distracted walking.
That could cause me to die some days.
Why do I believe you? Distracted driving or distracted flying? What do you think? Which one causes the most death?
Distracted driving.
Okay. Marv says driving. Tony, what do you say?
Well, I don't think there's really anything in the air that you could distract with, so I'll go with Marv. Well, I guess
Driving?
those birds.
Well, you know, when you fly a plane, one of the things they teach you is that you have to constantly be scanning the sky with your head.
Yeah, because
Turn
there's
right,
closer than
left,
what
all
you
the
think.
time. Yeah. So there are things to be. You can flying saucers.
Mars.
What do you think, Tony? You going to go driving with
Yeah,
Marv?
I'm gonna go
Okay.
driving with Marv.
Denver.
I like the masses going out with the planes, but I'm going to go because there's a lot of people texting and walking.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with walking.
Are you? Well, sorry, Denver.
It's not the air.
No, it's actually, though, it's running a close second. Flying is the least. Distracted driving. You guys are right, Tony and Marv. So check this out. And it goes in this order. From 8 to 1, 21% talking to other people in the car.
Oh, Lord.
29% are cars warning sounds that distract us. Beep, 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 beep. These new smart cars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 29%
Oh, my
of
God.
car accidents.
You're about to crash.
About to crash. Well, evidently I am.
Die.
30% changing the radio station.
Ooh.
Yeah. 39% eating while driving. Eating while driving. Yeah.
Oh,
Makeup.
47% looking at the GPS.
You know what's going to get me?
What?
Trying to open up a bottle of water.
Have you had that issue? Have you had that issue while driving? Have you had
Hey,
that issue?
try it. It's not easy.
All over
I'll
the
tell you.
road.
Put it between your legs and twist.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear it.
Do what between your legs and twist?
You just put the water around. Oh, my God. Okay, that didn't sound right.
It's not. Evidently, that's
Not on the list.
not on the list. Talking on the phone, 54%. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Texting or emailing, 91%.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And that's not number one?
Number one is checking out your apps on the phone at 92%. Yeah. So, there you go. All right, here's trivia question number 2. Which one of these distractions do we give animals the credit for more than humans? Which one of these distractions do we give animals the credit for more often than the other two, or more often than humans? Number 1, livestock running alongside the road while driving. So you're driving and livestock are running along the road next to you, like the sheep are running or the cows are running, and you're distracted by it. Okay. Passing gas, you know.
I almost blurted that out because I know that's going to be the
You're
answer.
not distracted. You just smell it. Roll down your window.
Which one of these distractions do we give animals the most credit for? Livestock running alongside the road, passing gas, or birds pooping on our cars while we drive?
Oh, you were talking about animals passing gas?
Paul McCartney's a beetle.
Go with the bird dung.
I'm going to go with the passing gas.
What do you say, Denver?
Bird dung.
Bird dung? What do you say, Tony?
Passing gas.
Okay.
Remember what I said about... Oh, well, never mind.
No, I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, passing gas, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you guys would be correct, Tony and Marv. It is passing gas. We blame this on animals more than we do humans. Yeah.
So the sheep are in the car passing gas.
No, you're in the living room and somebody, and you go, "What's that smell?" And you go, "The dog did it."
The mittens do that all the time. They fart so horrible. It's unreal.
Do they though?
Oh,
or is it you?
No, it's them.
It's the epitome of denial. She's totally convinced it's the cats, when all the while it's her.
They have it in for me. They're still for sale if you want one.
All right, here's number 3, and you get this, and then you get a bonus. All right, which one of these distractions are credited for slowing down our productivity in the workplace? Eating, talking, or goo-goo-eyeing? Now, let me explain what goo-goo-eyeing is. You're in your cubicle, and you're peeking over the top to look at her or him, and you're distracted by looking at that good-looking person in the next cubicle next to you or whatever. So which one of these distractions are credited for slowing down our productivity at work more than the others? Eating, talking, or Google-eyeing? What do you think, Never?
Yes, straight face.
I clean. I'm going to go with talking, but I'm telling you, the eating at your workstation,
Yeah.
it's big. It's a problem.
Yeah, because you're a custodial engineer, right?
Yes, with the, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't drop any names.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm going to go with talking.
Lincoln County Mental Health. Anyway.
Jesus.
He's going with talking. All right. Tony, what do you think?
Okay, I'll say the third one, Google-eyeing.
Google-eyeing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just because of the fact when James used to come into my work and we weren't dating it, and he would fix stuff, I would just be like,
Oh, you were goo-goo-eyeing.
I was goo-goo-eyeing.
Yeah.
He was goo-goo-eyeing back, though.
Oh,
So we were flirting goo-goo-eyeing.
Okay. All right. What do you think there, Marv?
I'm going to go with Denver talking.
Talking? Well, you all would be incorrect. It is eating. It is
Didn't
eating.
Denver say
Really?
No, he said talking. Yeah, and what they've proven is that if you try to eat through your lunch hour, for instance, your productivity actually drops. You're not getting more done if you're eating and working. You're getting less done. And then whatever you're doing, the quality of it goes down because your attention's on the eating. So people that are eating or snacking while they're working, it's more distracting than actually even talking.
I can see that.
Yeah. But the goo-goo-eyeing, I'm sure that goes on too. All right, here's your last one. What is the most newest?
There's some good English.
What is the most newest? What is the newest craze that is causing so much distraction that people involved are getting hurt? Here's your choices. Pokemon Go? You know what that is?
People
I have
still
no
do that.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pokemon Go, Marv, is people get on their phones and there's an app that has a GPS on it and they're given certain coordinates and they follow it on their phone to find where the next note is or the next whatever it is.
Battle station or something, yeah.
Something that's been being hidden in some place in town, right? And so they have these competitions and people are walking around not looking where they're going.
Oh, okay.
Looking at their phone. Okay, so Pokemon Go, the Bird Box Challenge.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Okay, I'll explain to you the Bird Box Challenge. Or the Boiling Water Challenge.
We can only hope it's boiling water.
So what is the newest craze that is causing so much distraction that people actually are getting hurt? So the Bird Box Challenge is a movie with Sandra Bullock in it called The Bird Box. It just came out on Netflix here a month or two ago, where it's a sci-fi where there's this entity, nobody can see it, but it can see you, and it can tell if you're looking at it. And if you look at it, you die. You don't know that you're looking at it until you die, right? So she realizes this is going on, so she takes some kids with her, and one of them is one of her own children, and she blindfolds them, and she's blindfolded too, until they can maneuver their way through the country and towns and so forth to get to this safe zone. Well, people have picked up on this, and they're putting blindfolds on, and they're walking around trying to maneuver wherever they live or their workplace or whatever with blindfolds on. And it's called the Bird Box Challenge. So in the movie, the bird box, the birds are in a box. Check this out. The birds are in a box, and when they don't die if they see this entity, right? But they get very disturbed and they squawk and all that. So they know they're close to this entity. So they use the birds to kind of guide them. So it's called the Bird Box Challenge. So which one of these new crazes is causing people to get hurt more than the other? The Pokemon Go, the Bird Box Challenge, or Boiling Water Challenge, where they actually take boiling water and pour it over their heads like they used to do the Icebox Challenge. Now, all three of these are literally going on. Which one, though, is hurting more people right now?
Oh, God.
I'm surprised you didn't put the fourth one. Teenage drinking boiled tampon water to get high.
What?
Yeah, that's a new craze.
Gee, Monty,
Okay,
you missed that.
I'm done. I am totally done. I am totally done.
We need to build the wall.
Yeah.
Please.
There was an article on it on CNN.
So you're saying that they're
Boiling tampon water.
boiling tampon water and drinking it?
Yeah, I believe they're clean tampons. They did not specify, so I'm not going to quote anything. But
Oh, that would not be good.
Oh my!
Just go to the well.
Did I come here on purpose?
I don't know. I am
Look it up.
Birdhouse.
just when you thought it was safe to go out in public.
I say the bird box one.
Bird box. All right. What do you think, Marv?
I'm going to try the first one.
Pokemon Go. Okay. Jennifer.
I see these pokey people out in front of the courthouse all the time. We have a hot spot there.
Yeah.
You know, they'll show up about once every other week.
Right.
Hordes of them with their Parkers on and their fancy Mercedes chasing these little Pokemon things around. That's not going to be it, though. I'm going to go with the boiling water.
Are you?
Yeah. Mix that with Tide Pods. You got a dangerous combination.
That would have been a good fifth one.
And what is it? Swallowing condoms? Or
Yeah, yeah.
something?
What?
No,
Yeah.
no. You put them in your nose and pull them out your mouth, or vice versa.
Yeah, because back here you got the
Yeah, where they join together, your nostril and your throat,
right.
and you can literally. I mean, they did this in circuses, right? Freak
Right.
shows and things.
Rubber
Now-
bands and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Now they're doing it. They're at college, I guess. I don't know.
Y'all are nasty. Nasty.
Yeah, tampon water.
Yo, nasty.
Well,
I'm not sure. Do we really want to know the answer?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay.
it is the Bird Box Challenge. That is the newest craze. That's the one that's causing evidently 24 young people, 24 so far reported hospitalized in critical condition from the Bird Box Challenge.
Did you hear about the one who was driving and trying to do it?
Yes, I did.
Yes, that is. I was like,
Let's put a
and I still
blindfold
didn't know
on.
what it was, but
Okay, I think the key word here is young.
I don't know.
Right?
Yours
I don't know.
made me gag.
Young.
Do horses do the bird box challenge?
I don't think so.
No, but they do wear blinders though on the sides,
Oh, yeah,
right?
so
Sometimes.
they kind of have these.
Driving horses.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
God
Okay.
damn, yours made me gag.
Well, there you go. There's the end of the trivia game. Yeah, there it is.
That was groovy.
Groovy, baby.
Yeah.
I got a shift after that.
You have to shift?
Shift.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you said shift.
Golly.
Why? Condoms up the nose,
Oh, God,
Tide
don't
Pods
stop
in
with
the
that.
mouth.
Now I know my hearing's getting bad.
Gee, what is? Okay, I know you're all pissed off at the president, but really, is this what you're doing to medicate? Drinking tampon
Imagine
water?
if you accidentally it got stuck down your throat and then you breathed in and it like in like what's the word blew up in your throat and then you choke yourself trying to do the condom challenge.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Do realize that this generation is come into presidency one of these days.
I know.
All right.
I know.
Best birth control ever.
But you know, the thing that just I don't get, it's not just the millennials. It's people more of our age that are
Wait
doing
a
weird
minute.
stuff. I'm serious. People have lost their minds.
Chemtrails.
Chemtrails. Yep.
Oh my
People
God,
are
I'm
doing
literally
the
crying over that.
freakiest. Oh my goodness. All right. Quit yelling at me. I can't see myself. Distractions in recovery. Things that distract in recovery.
That's weird.
Boy, we just went down a distraction thing. I'm not going to get that out of my head. The whole condom thing going through your nose and coming out your mouth.
Or choking yourself.
Oh, not that. I can't. That's something I can't undo in my head.
You haven't been high enough.
I guess. Okay, so the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous refers to these distractions in recovery as worldly clamors. That sometimes, many times, what will distract us from staying plugged into a healthy recovery program will be the things that the world demands our attention. And so there's a whole ton of worldly clamors out there that will interrupt our recovery. Things like your job, a relationship, that car you started working on, that project you started doing, people in a meeting that are driving you crazy. So then you allow them to take your focus off the topic of the meeting, and you can't get your focus off of them because they're being such knuckleheads, and so it's distracting. There's a lot of things that distract us in life in general. You'd be just bebopping down the street, and all of a sudden something distracts you, and you turn right when you should have turned left, and that kind of thing. When it comes to recovery, though, sometimes these distractions can be a matter of life and death. And so I thought we'd look at a few of these. Number one, your thoughts. Your thoughts can be a distraction. Mm-hmm. Thought is the first stumbling block that causes people to become distracted. So we were talking a couple of weeks ago, Pastor Kelly in church was talking about you change your thoughts, right? Then you change your emotions, then you change your behaviors, and then the consequences change, right? But we're a lot of times trying to change our emotions, or trying to change our behavior, and what's really driving the train is our thought process. So you want to make sure that what you're thinking on, I mean, the Word of God says, whatsoever is pure, whatever is righteous and holy and forthright and so forth, think on these things. Mm-hmm. Because when our thought process is focused on things that are healthy, then our emotions tend to follow, mm-hmm. and then our behavior follows, and then the consequences are different. Mm-hmm. So our thoughts can be very distracted, the things we're thinking of. But we are constantly being bombarded with things that attempt to pull our thoughts off of not just our recovery, but each other and life in general. So what are your thoughts on your thoughts? Tony, you ever have just your thinking is just, maybe you're doing fine, and all of a sudden something comes into your head and it just distracts you?
My thoughts haunt me all the time, especially like lately, this past
Right.
few months, and especially this last month. But I'm slowly, very slowly, like a slug slow, learning how to try to, well, actually, ever since I heard Pastor Kelly talk about that, trying to reverse them. So, like, when I find myself in a slum about my situation going on, about my illness, which is slowly getting better too, I try to think of, like, the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, what's the serenity?
What's the end game here? What are you reaching for? What's your goal?
And then I get thoughts about, well, then how do I do that? And then I have to, like, regain myself again.
Sure.
So does that make any sense?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That could be a distraction. Denver, what about you? What?
How many thoughts did you say run through our...
50,000 is what they say.
Okay. That's a lot of squirrel action.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constantly, I'll speak for me, am being bombarded with tons of thoughts, and I'll grab one and I'll think about it, and all of a sudden my attention goes to the other one.
Sure.
And I don't know if that's a new phenomenon because of the busy world we live in, or if it's been going on forever. It probably has been to some degree. But yeah, my thoughts drive me nuts sometimes, I get busy in the head. Squirrel.
You ever try to turn them off? I mean, in a healthy way, not medicate.
You can try all you want.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you can try. I can try, and it doesn't matter. I still pick things up.
Yeah.
I can't really shut down until I get to the point at night when my eyes finally close. And when I lay my head down, you're still thinking. From the time you wake up in the morning, your brain starts running with thoughts. So being able to find enough, what's the word I'm looking for? Calmness in your life to focus on a direct matter at hand is important. Because you're going to drive yourself nuts if you're chasing every little thought that comes through your head.
Yeah. Yeah, even the practice of meditation requires thought, right?
Yes.
Centering prayers, centering your mind. Yeah. And even then, I mean, I can sit out here on my patio, and in the summertime and springtime, I like to do that and just sit. But there's a ton of stuff going through my head, even if I'm just trying to meditate on God or my recovery. There's still stuff bombarding me. The leaves waving in the trees. I mean, something as simple as that, right?
I read, it started with Screw Tape, and then Randy Alcorn came out with Lord Falgren, and it discusses how this is from a spiritual based, how the devil distracts you, and it takes nothing more than the flickering of a light bulb to distract you when you're trying to meditate, focus, on something.
Yeah.
The flickering of a light bulb will take your attention away, and it draws your brain over to there, and you've lost total thought on what you were thinking.
Yeah.
So we're just bombarded with
a
thousand things that can take you away from a focus of a healthy focus.
Yeah. Marv, what about you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it right now.
I remember one old timer, you might remember him. I won't say his name. He used to say that, the worst thing you can say is I've been thinking.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I always took exception to that because I got the kind of personality I analyze and think and try to figure, all the time.
Right.
But what I wanted to say about this is, like everybody said, I have the same problem. And the last paragraph before we start on another subject kind of gives you an idea. And what it is accepting the fact that that's going to happen. And
that your thoughts are going to wander.
In the past, have gotten discouraged. It just bums me out. Especially, I'll be sitting and trying to write a song.
Yeah.
And I've got this wavelength going, man, I'm great. And all of a sudden, boing, it just goes away. It disappears. And it just, my jaw tightens up. What? No. And so the secret here, it looks like, unless I'm misinterpreting, is we just need to accept the fact that that stuff's going to happen. And the principle is you don't give up, and you just, like it says here, then slowly return to the present moment.
Yeah, it says before you start doing any tasks, so let's say you're going to do some step work. Let's say you're going to go get lunch, right? Maybe you want to spend some time in prayer and meditation. I mean, that's where I get distracted the most. So before you start doing any task, admit to yourself that somewhere, at some point, your thoughts will try to take control of the situation, and your job is not to suppress the thought. Your job is to simply become aware of that thought. then slowly return to the present moment and continue moving your task forward. So our tendency is to say to ourselves, why can't I ever keep my thought process where it should be? And we beat ourselves up, right? Trying to change something that's probably not going to change. I think you're right on the money. I think that's the solution. Accept the fact this is going to happen, and just kind of reel yourself back in, because we live in a world that demands our attention in a million different areas. Everything constantly going on, and you can't beat yourself up for it, because that's our thought. We have an amazing brain, don't we? I mean, really, when you think about it. It is amazing. It is amazing.
I don't know about amazing.
Oh, I think it's
interesting.
Amazing. So yeah, I think Marv's got it. I think we just have to accept the fact that our thoughts are going to get distracted, and I think this is where Rule 62 can come in, right? Don't take yourself so doggone seriously. I mean, okay, I get distracted. I didn't cuss. I didn't say what everybody else says.
But I still can't remember what I was thinking about.
Right. Number 2, switching focus can distract us. This means trying to do 2 tasks at the same time. So we like to talk about the ability to multitask, but the truth is there's no such thing. We really don't multitask. We can do several things that we think is at the same time, but they actually have their own cubby holes. And so some people appear to be able to multitask better than others. For some reason or another, women seem to be able to multitask better than men. I think maybe that has to do with the mothering instinct and all that kind of thing. And God's given women a gifting because of their role as mom. And men are more focused on one thing, but let me just read this. So you're reading a book and you find another one worth reading. Then you immediately switch to it, leaving the first one uncompleted. Please, oh please, don't do this. Now, tweakers are really good at this.
I was gonna say, it reminded me of that story you told about he started on one thing and then the engine and then the garage and then going through.
Right. I'm going to take my engine apart. Then pretty soon, oh, now the garage is dirty. Now I got to clean the garage. And then I go into the house to wash my hands. Oh, I need to repair that sink. And pretty soon the whole house is torn apart. And you say, well, doing speed motivates me. Well, maybe. Research has proven that our brain tends to be healthier and more active whenever we complete a task before starting another one. So switching our focus and then trying to regroup, that's difficult. And that kind of speaks to the eating lunch while working thing. Mm-hmm. Your focus is now divided. So now you're trying to complete a task at work and eat at the same time. And if you're me, you're eating better than you are completing the task.
You're enjoying it at least more.
Yeah. But I'm dropping pieces of lettuce on my chest, and I'm doing typos. I can't do it too good. So switching our focus. So ever been focused on something, Tony, and then something calls for your attention, and you don't return back to it, or if you do, you can't remember where you left off?
Well, when I have energy enough to clean my house, I think, okay, I'll start here, and then I go into the bedroom to grab something, and I'm like, okay, well, hold on, then I'll do this, and then I get stressed out because I start too many things.
Yeah. So in recovery, one of the things that my sponsor, he told me a story about a guy that was in early recovery who my sponsor was trying to tell me to slow down. Because I was trying to get so many different things accomplished and repair so many relationships and fix this and fix that. And he says, let me tell you about a story about a guy who went out and I asked him, before I sponsor you, I want to ask you, do you have to have employment right now? And the guy said, no, I don't. I'm fine financially. That's great. We can focus a lot of this time on your recovery process. The next week, the guy went out and got a job. Right? He got a job. He bought a truck. He got a girlfriend. He got drunk.
Oh, wow.
The distractions of changing his focus from working on his recovery were so demanding because of his pride and ego, even though he didn't need to work, guys get a lot of fulfillment from their work. And so that's what he did. He jumped into it and he lost his focus. He switched his focus from his recovery program to the daily grind, so to speak. And then he ended up getting drunk again. So if we're not focused on what we need to do at the task at hand and we start switching our focus, we may be in some trouble. Number 3, feelings.
Yeah.
Our feelings are the third thing that cause distractions. Most of the time, perhaps in the middle of working on a task, some negative feelings begin to flow in, which can easily disconnect us from the current task. The truth is our feelings deceive us quite a bit, and they do, right, Marv?
Yes, sir.
So, Marv, you like to talk about certain things aren't about feelings. They're about commitment. They're about follow-through, regardless how you feel, right?
Yes.
Expand on that.
Well, for an example, if anybody has ever read in Corinthians the description that Paul writes about love, you'll notice in that whole thing, not in one place is there anything that says anything about feelings.
Right.
It's all action. Every word that he brings up about love is an action word. And I've thought about that quite a bit, and it's confusing to me because, at some point on an emotional level, you kind of want that emotional stuff to kick in,
Sure.
But the thing about it is what I've discovered, and I'm not very good at it, I'll say that right off the bat, is that what we do will determine how we feel. If we follow the principle, like if I go into a meeting, or let's say I'm at home
Right.
and I'm depressed,
Yeah.
which has happened.
Sure. Me too. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there depressed, and I know that in 45 minutes a meeting's going to start. Well, I also know that by going to a meeting, it will help me feel better. But my depression is so overwhelming, I don't want to go. So what I do is I force myself to go, no matter what. And every single time when I leave that meeting, I feel a whole lot better than when I went in.
So you force yourself to put one foot in front of the other and keep moving.
And it don't look very pretty. It don't have to look
Right.
pretty, but I feel like for me, I have to do that. That's what I've
Yeah.
been taught. Principles, you do the principles, and then the feelings will follow. But it's hard. It's not easy.
Right.
The old timers in our group, I've talked to them quite a bit, and that situation don't go away. They'll tell you right off the top. One guy now has 42 years sobriety, and he tells me, he said, look, he said, my brain is just as nuts as it ever was. The only thing different is that I follow the principles of this program, and it keeps me out of trouble.
Regardless how you feel.
Regardless how you feel.
Yeah. So if you lead with your feelings, you're going to be in deep weeds, as Bruce would say, right?
Yeah.
You really are. Because they're not trustworthy.
They lie to you.
They do lie to you. And so, yeah, so what is the feet, how's it go? You lead with the feet and the brain will follow, something like that. You just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. And who was that Nike that said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it. There's a lot of truth behind that. Well, I don't feel like doing it. Do it anyway. I don't want to do it. Do it anyway. So one of the classes that I've taught recently out at the Teen Challenge Center has been on dealing with difficult people. And so when all is said and done, even if if you're in my office and you're complaining about somebody's behavior, let's say all of that is absolutely true. Every bit of it, none of it's exaggerated, none of it's minimized, it's all true. The bottom line is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's on you, not on the other person. So whether it's an organization, a principal, or a person, What are you going to do? Are you going to put one foot in front of the other and not allow yourself to be distracted in their stuff and just keep going, or you're not? And so then it comes down to you got to make a decision.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like you, Marv. When I make the decision not to do it, it never turns out well. My depression doesn't go away. My anxiety doesn't leave. It either gets worse or it just stays stagnant, and nothing changes and nothing changes. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Attention. Here's number 4. Most of the times when we want to do something important, it is the same time that other things begin seeking our attention. For example, a call from a friend, a message from social media, or someone looking for us to do something for them, and so much more. The good news is that we can choose what we will give our attention to and say no to the rest, at least for the moment. So one of my really bad habits when my personal computer was in the house is I'd get up in the morning and be on my way to urinate, if I may say that word on the air, and I would stop and check my email. That's terrible. And I'm like, I gotta go pee, but I gotta see who's emailing me. I mean, that's crazy, right? But or I'd be planning to go somewhere and I'd get a call from somebody and they want to talk. And so my codependent side says, all right, I got to stop everything and talk this guy through this. Well, I've learned that there are times when you just have to say, listen, I'm going to have to call you back. I'm doing a thing with my family right now. And this is my suggestion for you. Get to a meeting, call this guy, do whatever, and stop the process and take care of myself. Right? A lot of this distraction stuff is about self-care.
Yeah.
About taking care of yourself. So other people will grab for my attention. I'll do this at work. I'm trying to get out of there. Let's say I'm closing and I'm out of there at 10:30. Right? I should be leaving at 10:30. Really. I should shut down. You could come into my office and gripe about your day by 10 o'clock. But no. The poor guy, And then I start thinking, if I don't talk to him, he's not going to get better. And all of a sudden I give myself all this power to fix the guy's problem. And all the while, then I'm home at 11:30. Instead, I'm not taking care of myself. And taking care of yourself is a huge piece of recovery, right, Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself. So we can get distracted big time. And many times these distractions will overwhelm us to the point where we allow them to go so far, and then we have to put the kibosh on them, and then a lot of people get hurt. What happened to him? Well, he's taking care of himself. Why didn't he say anything?
Or they get mad.
Or they get mad at you.
Yeah.
Ever had that happen?
Oh, all the time.
When you've had to say, no, I'm not doing this today. I'm taking care of myself. And then people get mad at you because you're not there for them in their hour of need.
Yeah.
Right?
It's totally ridiculous. I'd never understood that one. Especially these last few months. I'm like, hello.
Well, could it be, though, we teach people how to treat us?
Yeah, I've learned that one, too.
So we teach people that we're always there every time at their beck and call, and then all of a sudden we wake up and go, I got to take care of myself. Now you're not there anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they get irritated. Yeah. Any closing thoughts on this distraction thing? What distracts you the most, Denver, as far as your recovery goes, as far as your sobriety and your inner serenity and all that kind of stuff? What is distracting for you?
The world I live in.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's just, like I said, we're bombarded with so much that to find that moment of serenity, that quiet time, that meditating time is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
I work at it, but the flickering of the light bulb or the chirping of a squeaky fence or whatever will pull that away. And it's just going, I think Marv hit it. It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to learn to deal with that and find some moment where you can rest.
Yeah. You have to.
Wherever that's at and how that comes about, I don't know. Each of us are just going to have to be able to focus on that somewhere.
So God ordained the necessity for rest, didn't he?
Yes.
He told us he made a Sabbath day.
And we don't have time for that.
No, we don't, right? I can't do that.
that.
I can't do that. So my Sabbath day, I end up doing ministry.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm not resting. And it's really hard for many of us to sit still. Marv, do you find it hard to sit still?
No.
We need to tap in.
Marv,
I have the propensity to ponder.
Yeah.
So,
But that's good. That is really good. You know, but I'm like, he's got to be doing something. So Ralph Purcell, one of the guys out at Teen Challenge, he will come up to me on pretty much a regular basis and go, "Why are you still here?" Because I'll be an hour past my shift or something like that. And I'll never forget what he said to me about a month ago. He says, "You will always find more to do. Go home."
Oh.
He's right.
Yeah.
Because you never catch up. You know, it's like trying to get caught up on sleep. You don't get caught up on sleep. You'll always find more to do. So those of us who are, why are you laughing?
Oh my goodness. That's like, I don't even know if I want to touch this, but I do because it's funny. It's like trying to get caught up. It's like that first step when you're too drunk. You're thinking, I'm going to catch up with that next step, and then all of a sudden I'm face down in the mud. It just cracked me up. You're never going to catch up.
You're never going to. So stop and take it a little easy. So back to the old good old AA bumper sticker, right? Easy does it. I know it sounds cliche, but maybe we need to learn the art of easy does it a little bit. But it drives me crazy sometimes. I'm like, I got to get this. One of my pet peeves is when I leave for the day, I want my in basket to be empty. I don't want to come back to work with stuff in my in basket. And I'll be kind of anal about that and end up causing myself more work, right? In the hopes that I don't have to do more work. It doesn't make any sense. So I think we can all work on it. All right. Any closing thoughts there, Marvster?
No. You pretty well said it all.
Tony?
I want everybody to have a happy week.
Good. Happy week. Have a happy week.
Well, month until I come back.
Happy week.
And then
No time for
we'll
that.
hear more, baby.
Happy week. Louder squeak. I don't know. All right. Our closing song. Oh, my God. Oh, by the way, next Monday's show with Certified Alcohol and Drug Counselor Dave Fleming is going to be, the topic is going to be loose lips sink ships.
That's weird.
Don't they, though?
Confidentiality in 12-step support meetings. That's going to be the topic for next Monday's show on Entitled to Overcome. And then remember, the first Monday of every month is the Victory Report, the Teen Challenge of Arizona Victory Report with Denver and I. The closing song on this episode is called "The Middle of the Herd," and this is one of those tools that you can use to help you not be distracted. It is stay in the middle of the herd, stay with your recovery fellowship, be plugged in, be active with them, and that will help. So here's Michael Purington with his song "Middle of the Herd."
Used to think that I was special, gifted and unique. Now I know I'm just another liar, cheat, and thief. I was Mr. Isolation till it dawned on me to be a part of life instead of on the periphery. standing in the middle of the herd. A member in good standing in the middle of the herd. They made me wash coffee cups and read from the book. When I went to campouts, they made me help them cook. I thought it was beneath me, but I did it anyway. Now I get a little less useless every day. And I'm happy as a clam, and I am free as a bird. A member in good standing in the middle of the herd. A member in good standing in the middle of the herd. Why do I go to so many meetings every week? It's 'cause closer to the center is further from a dream. When I'm on my own, things don't seem to go so good. When I'm in my mind, I'm in a scary neighborhood. And I'm happy as a clam, and I am free as a bird. A member in good standing in the middle of the herd. I am happy as a clam, and I am free as a bird. A member in good standing in the middle of the herd. A member in good standing in the middle of the herd. A member in good standing in the middle of the
Mr. Michael Purington, in the middle of the herd. Hey, listen, what is distracting you in your recovery? What's screaming at you so loudly that you can't even see yourself? What is it? Do you have the power to change it? If you do, ask God to give you the courage to do so. Please. Worldly clamors will distract us to the point where many times we will return to what we know so well. So remember, do what it takes to keep your focus. Do what it takes to keep yourself on the rails of recovery. Until next time, this is the Monty Man, along with the Take 12 Recovery Radio family, and we are wishing God's perfect serenity for you. Bye-bye now.
Good guys, bad boys, we're all the same. Saved by grace is the name of the game. Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay a burden down.
This has been a broadcast of KHLT Recovery Broadcasting.
'Cause she's a super cat, she's super kitty, meow.
Yeah, kitty, 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 kitty. Meow.